We live-ish.
Hey.
Ish. How you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Fuck.
I just realized I don't know what episode this is. What, 31? Yep.
Nah. Is it 31?
Yeah, it is.
Kelly was here.
Shit.
Well, if he joins, which he probably won't, we'll ask him. We all know, and he doesn't.
Joey's gonna be like 27.
Joins fucking 54.
Not your age, King.
Took a week off. I don't remember what all we had. I think we had a bunch of shit going on last. I don't remember what it was last week.
Yeah, last week. What do we have? I had a wedding.
That's what
last
it was.
week. My friend had a wedding. Fucking since Monday, I've been out sick. Been fucking crazy. But hey, we got all out tickets, babe.
We did. Round of applause for us. We were able to successfully grab. How many was it? 6?
6 tickets.
6 tickets.
And we got
to
one for the bitch.
All Out in Chicago. I was honestly, he's not fucking here. Let's talk shit. I was 100% surprised he fucking is going. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
like, he's been kind of wishy-washy on the, hey, is he gonna go? Is he not gonna go? I've talked to him like in just between me and him conversations. He's never given me a straight answer, not one single time. And it was like, when the day comes, I don't know what's gonna happen. And then the fucking day came way sooner and way faster than we expected it to. So we were talking about before we started recording. They were like, okay, right now we're recording. It is 7:41 Central Time on Thursday. So Dynamite was literally about 24 hours ago, ish, and I think
about this time is when they broke the announcement.
Was it about this time? About 8:30? Yeah, 8:30, somewhere around there. I'm sitting here watching it, and it's like, oh, hey, it was funny because a couple hours before that, Adam in our group chat, the one guy that hasn't been on our show, he was like, oh, also that bitch fucking somehow it was WWE pay-per-view 2 weeks ago. That dumbass somehow won the title.
Talking about that.
All the shit we talk about. Anyway, moving on. That's old news. I legit don't have the title on the screen or anything. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, he's like, oh, have they said anything about when All Out tickets are going on sale? And we're like, no. And they're like, literally like 2 hours later, it's like an announcement pops up. Hey, all tickets on sale this Friday. And then we wake up today, pre-sale tickets on sale in 3 hours.
Well, if you don't know, AEW does. Well, even WWE does it as well. They do pre-sale tickets that Thursday, but you need to have a pre-sale code to unlock the seats or the locations for the venue. I was kind of expecting it to happen, but I woke up and I was like, "Oh shit!" I got an email that says, "Hey, we got a pre-sale code for you," which was for the entire week event. So all 3 shows.
Yeah.
That was going to unlock the seats for the 3-day event. Those are usually the higher ranked seats. So the Now Arena only has sections in 200s, so it doesn't expand like a 300 section plus arena. So those are probably the seats that were going to be available. I follow WrestleTix, which gives you all of the pre-sale codes ahead of time. So.
Are those ones that you're talking about that you got the code for, are those like, hey, you buy this ticket and you have that exact seat for all 3 shows?
Yes.
That's actually pretty dope. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. One day I'll probably do it. I've never done a Dynamite. I've done a Rampage when CM Punk came back. That Rampage, which was at the United Center. I was there for that, but I haven't done a Dynamite. I've only done their pay-per-views. So yeah. So the tradition continues for All Out.
Have you missed
every All Out?
Every All Out. Have you missed the Chicago AEW pay-per-view yet?
No.
Okay. Have they done? I know they've done all the All Outs. I know, and then Forbidden Door. Have they done other like pay-per-views in Chicago?
The first year or second year when they brought in Revolution, they tied it with C2E2 in March. So that one was at the Wintrust Arena, which is where DePaul plays. That was also pretty cool. That was also another small arena. You get to see everything. So I really like small arenas for shows like this because you get to see pretty much everything. So there's not really a bad seat in a small arena, really.
Yeah. I had me and myself. I was in the queue at work. AJ was in the queue, and then I was like counting down the numbers, and I was like, "Hey, what number are you?" I was like 900 something. You're like, "I'm 100 and something," and then it got me down to 100, and I'm like, "AJ's got to be in at some point." And then it was like, "Oh, there's one person in front of you," and I was like, "AJ hasn't said anything." And at this point, I already sent my money.
I was checking out.
At that point, I already sent my money to AJ, so I was like, if I have to get in here to buy the tickets, I don't have the money to buy the tickets. I need him to send me the money. So I was like, he hasn't said anything. What the fuck's going on? And then it said, oh, we're redirecting you so you can pick your seats. And I was like, all right, boys, here we go. And then you're like, get out. And I'm like, okay, we're good. So tickets secured. We will be going. AJ is from Chicago, so he is already there. That's why he again hasn't missed a Chicago pay-per-view. The rest of us, me, Dustin, Joey, and Adam, are a little further south, where it is a million fucking degrees outside right now. Approximately, 3,000% humidity, somewhere around there. But we all live in Northeast Arkansas, so it's about a 7.5 hour drive from the town that I live in to AJ's front door. It's about a 7.5 hour drive. So I looked at that today, and like I said, it was like me and one of the coworkers, we were like doing the math on how long it would take to get there, and just looking at from where we live in Royal. That's a hard word to say. In
rural,
yes, that word.
Too many words.
Arkansas, where in my backyard, I have. I think I live on like almost half an acre in my backyard, maybe around about something like that, where it's like I have a massive backyard, big front yard, and I'm looking at the map of the area AJ lives in, and there's not a fucking yard. And it's like, it's so crazy to me. It's like these houses are just so close together. And my favorite part's looking at...
I've got a yard. I have a yard. Fortunately for us, we were fortunate to have a nice big backyard. That's where Joey's going to be sleeping.
Nice.
That night.
Yes.
He's got a tent and a bucket. Well, I have a bucket. He's got to bring the tent and a sleeping bag.
Yes.
So just let him know.
Yeah.
You might need a couple buckets.
But my favorite part about looking at that area on Google Maps is the small backyards and the people that have pools that take up 90% of their backyard. That's the funniest thing to me. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But so we will be making the trip there in September. Pretty excited. This will be my first AEW show. This will be my first wrestling show in a while.
Is this year, guys' first AEW show? We popping that cherry?
Yes, this will be my first AEW show.
Joey will be bleeding for other reasons too, but
yes, that is true.
That's sweet.
Because we hit him in the head with the steel chair 34 times.
You guys are gonna get here and they'll be like, Joe, I sold your ticket. You gotta go back.
Yeah, you gotta stay here, dude. He's already told us. It's funny because he's already told us we made a chat that we don't have to spam AJ with like our travel, how we're gonna travel and get there. And literally the first message from Joey was, "Hey, I'll pay extra for gas if I get to sit in the back and sleep." I'm like, Joey, go fuck yourself, dude. Okay, whatever. Sure, if you want to, sure. The rest of the other three of us can split it up or whatever. But it was funny. But yeah, this is my first AEW show. This is my first wrestling show since. Oof. I know I've seen. I'm trying to think of. I don't think I've been to one since. Oh yes, I have. Me and Adam went to a SmackDown together a couple years ago. Me and Adam went to. It was just me and Adam. We went to a SmackDown. That's where I bought my Rusev Day shirt. So before that, we went to a SmackDown, and then before that, the week that my son was born, on Monday night, me and my wife were at Raw. On Saturday, he was born. I thought that was pretty funny because she was like, she could feel him moving to certain things. Because like I said, it was like 6 days before he was born. Apparently, he really liked Dolph Ziggler's music. That's what made him move the most. So he knew a good worker when he hears one. Apparently, at a very young age. So.
Well, Dustin's whole ass is going to be going to SummerSlam and All Out.
Are you going to SummerSlam? Yeah. Oh, so Dustin in 1 year goes to the Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and All Out?
And you complain that you have no fucking money, you bitch.
Well, you fucking see the back of his fucking wall that the camera can't see.
No, the other wall is just jizz.
Oh,
I'm going
SummerSlam's
SummerSlam for free too.
SummerSlam's free. Okay, yeah, SummerSlam's in Nashville. I could have
You're gonna
very
be in the rafters with Sting, right, for SummerSlam? Because those tickets are
he
free up
he
there.
is the Sting up there. Like when they have to show I don't know why Sting's at SummerSlam, but he is. And when he Sting's up in the rafters, they have to get somebody else to look like Sting, like they just did a couple weeks ago. That's what Dustin's up there in the makeup.
People are gonna be like, "Why is that ICP member up there?"
You just hear Dustin say, "This one's for all the juggalos and juggalettes."
and then jumps.
Yeah. Well, we got an extra.
The harness.
We have an extra ticket for All Out, guys.
I have a feeling Joey's going to bail last second.
He's already paid money. He's
invested.
He's monetarily invested now. I think he might have to. So
if he was planning on doing either SummerSlam or the Ric Flair last match stuff, which is I think happening the same weekend.
It's the next night. A buddy of mine wants to go to that. Too. And I'm like, bro, I don't know.
So if he was trying to be invested in that, he's probably definitely 100% out. If he's gonna go for All Out.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna be like, my 401 can't handle this.
Yeah. So should be fun. I'm excited. I'm looking for it. We're gonna do a show from somewhere. I gotta make sure we get all that stuff set up. We're gonna try to do a little podcast or something while we're there, all in the same room. Maybe that's probably how we'll do picks for whatever the All Out.
All Out.
Brain. I've said it 5 times and my brain just. But we'll probably do a show that weekend. Do our picks that way. But yeah, should be fun.
Yeah, for sure. Pretty exciting.
CM Punk coming back?
Well, he was training. He was training on the bike today or this week, so it's a very good possibility. It's potential that.
Is he at Orange Therapy with Matt?
No comment.
But yeah, do we have any others? Like obviously, Punk Mox is going to be like big speculation main event. Do we have any other speculations that we got?
No build whatsoever. So I think
they still have a month
their
and a half?
main focus right now. So in a couple weeks, they're going to have Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor. Mm. So they're going to focus heavily on that. Obviously, build that brand so that we can finally get some extra TV for Ring of Honor. My speculation, because of what happened last night, which we'll talk about in a little bit, FTR is defending against the Briscoes in a rematch. I have a feeling the Bucks would get involved towards the end of that match, which would set something up for All Out between the two of them. That's the only thing I can think of right now, because with Fyter Fest going this week and next week, any storylines that we want to close up, we'll close up. Anything that we want to start, we'll probably starting then. So
it is weird. It is weird that the Bucks did lose the titles last night to do because they could do a winner take all, which FTR has way more to lose at that point, but
yeah. Like I said, we'll see how things play out. First up for notes, what do we got? We've got a while back a few months, we talked about some producers that were getting tryouts. Curtis Axel and Daivari were getting producer tryouts because a lot of the producers there for WWE were like, we're being overworked. We need extra help. Well, your extra help still not here because Axel and Daivari were both cut. They were fired, or let's say cut. They're only in a trial period anyway, so they didn't make the cut. So, bye-bye. Producers still overworked. Great. That's probably why the program is still shit for the last 20 years. But I digress. Video surfaced of Natalya getting upset at a live show event. It was a triple threat, Liv versus Ronda versus Natty. Of course, Natalya was going to take the pin. But after the pin, Austin Aries no-sold that shit and yelled at her and then left. Brought up a lot of heat. I don't know what's gonna come from it. They haven't really said anything. Natalia posted on Twitter that she was like, "Well, I'm gonna break kayfabe here and say I was just telling how great of a job she was doing." But whatever.
Yeah, because that's how you do that when you're pointing very aggressively after selling their finisher.
Yeah, so interesting to come from that. Liv apparently is popular, very popular, and making big strides with the community. People are really liking her. Merchandise is actually selling a lot and during live show events.
It's the chemtrails, man, I tell you.
It's just Dustin buying everything.
No, it's Adam and Joey buying everything.
Yeah. Well, between the three of them, they're just buying everything. Yeah. So the profits are going up. Unfortunately, not the Street Profits, teasing a potential breakup.
Oof.
Which I think each of them could have a singles run. I feel like we say that when a tag team splits up and we think one could be better than the other. I think Montez Ford has the potential to have a bigger singles run than Dawkins, but I think both of them have, like, it's even right now. If they split, I feel like they both could have an even rise, or they both suck. I don't know.
You could look at it, compare them to the Hardys, where it looks like Montez is going to be the Jeff Hardy. He's going to get the push, and then but it's like Montez is going to be not Montez, but Angelo is going to be the worker, right? You know, and still be good, still hold his own, still, but Montez is going to get the push,
right?
So,
well, here's the thing: if they split them up, and that's of course if. The one thing we don't want to see is the typical WWE trope of splitting them up and immediately feud with each other because one is jealous over the other.
Yeah.
Which is something that they always do with every tag team that they split. So as long as they don't go in that direction, then okay, fine, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be... Because then, even if they do a reunion down the line, like, it's not going to be like, when we get the Shield reunion where it's like, oh, well, they all hate each other, they fought forever.
Right.
And then, come back together. It should be like a Big E away from the New Day situation where, hey, I'm going to go do my thing, you go do your thing, we'll meet back up soon. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But also, they don't have any fucking tag teams, so why would you break up one of your best tag teams? But, hey, whatever.
A little troublesome news for Danielson. So Danielson has been out with the concussion, something that he suffered many years in WWE, and which is why he had to retire. So in order to come back from a concussion, you have to be healthy 8 straight days, according to Tony Khan, and to be cleared. And Danielson has not apparently been cleared for 8 straight days.
What is it? What does that mean?
It sucks. As in, like, no headaches. You have to be no headaches. Probably the normal testing that they have for concussion protocol.
Yeah.
So apparently he might be still having headaches. So we don't know a actual timetable return for him, which kind of sucks. Obviously there's a lot of top stars out in AEW, so hoping for a speedy recovery, obviously, for Daniel. Some Sasha Banks news, because I know we haven't talked about Sasha Banks in a while. Sasha Banks has been edited out of the opening package, the Then Now Forever Together video package. They also put the Woo back in, by the way, if no one's noticed that.
Yeah. I noticed it Banks, every time I watch.
Yeah. Banks is out. As we know, Naomi and Sasha have been removed from the internal roster page. I don't think it reflects in the WWE.com page. I think they're still listed there. Blake could probably check right now. But yeah, it's still up in the air if they've been officially released. Nothing's been said. If they are, Sasha had made the news this week on her first public appearance outside of wrestling. She's going to be at C2E2, which is a convention in Chicago, making a public appearance, doing a signing, which is great. She said she won't be doing nothing wrestling related until January 1st. So, does that mean she's been released or not? I don't think that's when her 90 days would be up. It could be. I mean, it would be a little bit later, but maybe, she gets released, takes some time off, does other things, other passion projects that she wants to do, and then take wrestling bookings.
According to the WWE.com website, they both are still listed. And then also, they have at the top of the list, at the top of the whatever, they have occasional just photos of superstars in action. Like the first one's of Roman before he's about to Superman punch somebody. One's Bianca doing her hair whip on Shotzi. Bobby Lashley beating the crap out of Drew McIntyre, so on and so forth. Street Profits, Charlotte, Rollins, and Edge. There is one of those pictures is of Sasha still. So she's still a featured person on the, I would say, on the roster page as well. So, okay. But they are both still listed as well.
Yeah, so they haven't made a official move to take them off. Obviously, they are still struggling with these women tag titles, which should just be dead.
Yeah, Vacant's still holding on to those things tight. He's got a death grip on them.
I think he's probably going to retire those belts, probably, because if you really think about it, none of the superstars that they really had planned for this women's tournament to crown new champions aren't even a tag team anymore. Bliss and Liv were potential. Well, Liv's the SmackDown champion. Liv and Rhea, they split. Rhea's part of Judgment Day.
Bro, imagine having Alexa Bliss on your roster and Liv Morgan is your SmackDown champion. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, Alexa's on Raw, so she's okay.
Liv was on Raw before she won the title.
Yeah, but, I mean, they don't have to worry about Liv anymore. Just on SmackDown. Natalya and Shayna, which I thought was a really good tag team, but they split up so that Ronda could have competition, and Natalya could take that spot and fill in that role. So all of these ideas and plans, I think we just put nail in the coffin. Just bury this shit already. Forget it. Yeah, I don't even know why they even have women's tag team championships. It's just dumb. There's no roster to fill it out. Yeah, same thing for NXT, which we'll talk about in a little bit, because now they just fell in the same fucking pattern and formula that WWE fucking does, and they're fucking stupid. But I digress.
I'm assuming that has something to do with the... Because I was scrolling through this page, and I seen who the NXT Women Tag Team Champions were, and I was like, why? And then I went to do what I was looking for, and I went to go find what I was looking for, and I was like, that makes no sense, but okay.
Going back to Banks for just a little bit, apparently people are asking what her asking price was to do shows and events outside of wrestling. Apparently she might have gotten $30,000 for her appearance for C2E2, which is actually pretty high. People said in comparative notes for other wrestlers that were higher than her for appearance, Sting was one, Shawn Michaels was one, and I think there were a couple other ones there, but they were legends. They weren't active roster people, so very interesting and to see how things will go going forward. Let's see. Eddie Kingston and Jericho. It was supposed to be an exploding death match, apparently. Now they changed it to a barbed wire and everywhere match with a shark cage that will hold everybody from the Jericho Appreciation Society. Reason for the shark cage? Warner Brothers Discovery? I think that's what they're called. Wanted to participate in Shark Week, so just so you know. Because, Discovery does that shit for Shark Week, and they're like,
nice.
we gotta get on that shit.
So when the WWE thing happened where Jericho was in the shark cage. Was that also related to Shark Week?
Ask Dustin. That's his brand.
True. Because I've seen a lot of pictures of that since it was announced of what was happening on that. I've seen pictures of Jericho in the shark cage when Kevin Owens was Universal Champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raw notes from Raw. A lot of scrapped ideas. No surprise there.
Do you have the Big E news?
What?
Did you hear about the Big E update?
Yes, I was going to talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
Scrapped Raw ideas. Someone stealing the Lily doll. Like, why the fuck is the Lily doll still a thing? And an appearance by Elias. So no Elias, unfortunately, but we did get Ezekiel teaming up with AJ Styles to fight The Miz and Ciampa, who is now the lackey to The Miz, which is just so fucking heartbreaking. So heartbreaking.
Hey Blake,
Dustin,
why don't you watch?
Why did you do this?
Blake, why don't you watch WWE Program every week? Insert that sentence here.
Because obviously they're setting up The Miz versus Logan Paul for SummerSlam. Way to go, Dustin. Asking for all that celebrity cheddar. But one thing that came out of it, the main event was what? Bobby Lashley and Riddle versus Seth fucking Rollins, which will be going forward. And Theory in a tag match. But ringside, Dolph Ziggler, of all things, was very curious to see why Dolph was there. And now Dolph apparently is babyface because he helped Riddle and Bobby win. And after the match, super kicked Theory's head off. Hey, great to see Dolph Ziggler back. Dolph Ziggler is great. However, they're going to be using Dolph Ziggler to put over Theory to help him build further. So, which really fucking sucks. But I'm happy Dolph is back. But now he's got a job out to Theory, which sucks. This is your fault, Dustin.
Yeah, that's awful. But of course, it's gonna happen.
Things that we've been noticing as of, was it Money in the Bank when we started seeing the vignettes of a returning superstar with teases of past rivalries at Money in the Bank, and up until the first hour of Raw, we had the same vignette of rivalries featuring what was it, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, what was the other ones? The Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, Christian, all these things pointing to the returning Edge. This week, in the second half of Raw, we got a new vignette with new teases featuring rivalries from the Ruthless Aggression era, where he fought Mick Foley, Randy Orton, and John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
No timetable of when this mystery person is supposed to show up.
What if it's not Edge?
That would be a swerve, but
Whose
Vince
house?
and WWE don't do that. So they don't do that. So we probably expect it to be like fucking Kevin Nash or something. And I'd be like, what the fuck?
So do they play these anywhere near Judgment Day segments, or is it just randomly throughout the show?
No, just randomly throughout the show. But speaking of Judgment Day, Finn did beat Ray, which is great, finally. But Ray and Dominic came out. Finn and Priest came out. They talked, went to commercial break, came back, had a match.
2 segments? Nice.
Fuck. Like, just... You've got no roster. We're going to... Which just broke a couple fucking hours ago, maybe. Of them going back to TV-14. Program rating. No longer PG. Which is nice.
Apparently that might get pushed back, though. Because it looks like it originally said July 18th. I did see a Bleacher Report thing that said it might get pushed back. It's not official.
Yeah, no, 100 is getting pushed back. USA did not agree to that date of July 18th.
Oh, fuck USA.
But TV-14 Brady coming back. Okay, that's cool. Then put Raw back to 2 hours because you
Yes.
literally can't fucking fill your 3-hour program. You can't.
I wish they would put it back to 2 hours, like just test it and see. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
say, but they're not going to because of whatever the money they make in the third hour of whatever. But still, it's like, hey, okay, that becomes the point of money over quality, and I mean they're going to pick money every time. So,
but that's again if they're still high in the margin against other big sports programs, like that third hour, or like if they can compete for that third hour, like if hockey or basketball or football, if they could put on a stellar, game matchup, then people might be like, "Hey, fuck you off."
Yeah,
but
if a football is gonna be hard this year though, because competent Monday Night Football booth coming back for the first time in I don't know how long, on top of Manning Cast stuff that they do or they take a lot of viewers to. Fucking Monday Night's gonna be tough this year.
Oh yeah, so they could easily probably be like, "Ooh, I don't know, USA, quit fucking up, you dumb bitch." Let's see, what else we got?
True.
Let's see. Big E. Let's talk about Big E. Big E is going to make a full recovery. Big E, thank God you're okay. But he is going to take it very, very easily on his road to recovery.
I see.
To see if he can fully go back to full competition. He said if this was the end, he'd totally be happy with it being the end, which would be a damn shame.
Yes.
But he is like a 11-time tag team champion, a former WWE champion, Intercontinental champion. I don't know if he was US champion once, I think. Money in the Bank winner. So like he's got a decent run, to say the least. NXT champion as well.
Mm-hmm.
Can't forget that.
Second NXT champion.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if he was United States champion. Because if he was, that would make him Grand Slam, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
WWE NXT Intercontinental Raw Tag Team 2 times, Raw or SmackDown Tag Team 6 times, Money in the Bank. Oh no, 33rd Triple Crown Triple Crown, not Grand Slam. What does that mean?
Triple Crown. So he didn't get United States because it would have popped up already.
Yeah.
So a Triple Crown would be
3 of the single promotions. A World
Yeah.
Championship, another single championship, and Tag Team Championship.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing he hasn't had is the United States.
Yeah. So
he's a 2-time Intercontinental Champion. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what comes with Big E. Over the last couple of months, he's made a lot of...
I think I seen a report where he said like his C1 wasn't healing right at first. Like it wasn't something about something about it. It wasn't reforming or something right. It wasn't something. I don't know. They didn't think... They're supposed to look at it again at a year and then see how it goes. And then this report came out where it's like, oh, he's expected to make a full 100% recovery. It's like, hell yeah, let's go Big E. I think he's doing some training stuff or something. Some kind of something at the PC in the time that I seen. I don't remember what it was. I'll see if I can find it. But I think
I don't know if he could do full...
No, I don't think he's in the ring. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I think he's doing some kind of tryouts or something.
Jumping jacks.
Yeah, I think it's more of like he's being a judge. Oh, also,
okay.
Did you see speaking of the TV14 thing, Cody tweeting after the TV14
it's like
thing?
blood.
No, he just tweeted unless he tweeted again. The tweet I seen, he just tweeted a winky face.
Yeah, I think he tweeted a picture of him with blood on his face. So he's gonna bring blood back. WWE program, which is cool. I mean, blood makes things better. It makes the story better, but
it can be overused.
Yeah, John Moxley.
I'm trying to see. Yeah, here. Okay, here's the thing where it says Big E's to make full recovery. See if it's in there. Let's see. Here it is. My C1 isn't ossifying. Parentheses, forming bone quite yet. Oh, quite yet. Okay. Current plans for more scans at the 1 year mark. See how progressing. The great news is I feel tremendous and surgery's off the table. That was on July 4th that he tweeted that. And then it came out today or whatever that he's going to be making the full recovery.
Which could mean from that July 4th post to now that the bones are starting to form properly.
Yeah.
So, which is good. Like,
I don't see it in here. Yeah, I don't see it. But I think he's doing some kind of tryouts or something. Like he's like, I guess, judging or helping some way at some kind of something. So he's staying active in the company at least in some way.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, it's really good and a positive image for, you know, going through something like that and then showing face with the company, showing people that you're okay, you're walking around.
Apparently, Ridge Holland sent him a bunch of red meat as an apology, and apparently Big E doesn't eat red meat at all. So
nice.
That was pretty funny.
Nice. Right to the trash.
Yeah.
A little NXT news. Io Shirai probably gonna leave for sure. Gonna go back to Japan, either Joshi Pro or Stardom. Her husband is Evil from Bullet Club. Not he's evil in general.
That sounded.
So she just misses her family. Wants to go back. I don't blame her.
Nobody does. Get out while you can.
Rainbow-colored NXT version. I don't see her fitting anywhere in this program.
Bro,
and if she goes up to the main roster, fucking...
Oh, yeah, she's done.
Forget about it.
Bro, when she went heel, like her little heel turn she did where her music and everything changed, she was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, it was... Everything was so cool. And it's like, WWE, hey, how can we fuck this up?
Yep. Which sucks. I mean, she tweeted rumors and then the puking emoji face, saying like, "Oh, you don't know, what's going on." Just throwing up we know, it's okay, we accept it.
We don't blame you at all.
Yeah, exactly. If you do
get it out while you can,
right? Like just go, like be happy.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, NXT. We're supposed to use it as a stepping stone, a breath of fresh air. It's stupid that you're changing all of the talent names. Grizzled Young Veterans got a new name. I posted in a group chat earlier. It's forgettable names, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You think you're finally going to move on from a image that you've set for the audience of your women division, Toxic Attraction,
Jagger Reed, and Rip Fowler.
Yeah. You think you're gonna like pull away? Really, you're not pulling away. You're going pretty much all in this. Women have to be sexy to get over in viewers' eyes. Whatever, that's fine. You want to appeal to the male bravado, whatever. But when you have the tag team lose the titles to a new up-and-coming duo, Roxanne Perez, who's is the prodigy. She's great. She should be the face of NXT's women division going forward. Should be 100%. Team up with Cora Jade, whatever.
Who should not.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fair. There's a lot of work that needs to be ironed out with Cora Jade. Like, her look is good. I think it appeals to people. But her moveset, it needs work. When you make them the new NXT Tag Team Champions, as of last week, and Roxanne Perez is challenging for the NXT Women's Championship against Mandy Rose for a second time, but have Cora Jade turn heel on her own partner, cost her the match. Have Roxanne Perez, the future, lose to Mandy Rose again, who Mandy Rose is basic as fuck, and then have Cora attack her afterwards, who had a pre-broken skateboard and went for a whiff, and the skateboard fucking snapped in half before she made contact. And then have her beat her with a broken piece of skateboard, making this segment worse than having Ruby Soho hold her own hand to be crushed by Ty Conti last week.
Hey Blake, why don't you watch NXT every week?
Went back to the well, too many times with this.
So the funny part about this thing, I didn't know any of that happened at all. It's better that you didn't. Yeah, I looked at the stupid. So I looked at the when I went to look to see if Sasha and Naomi was on the thing, and that's one of the things I looked at, and I seen that they were the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. I'm like, why? That makes no sense to me. I didn't know all of the others. Just them being the tag team champions together makes no sense to me at all. And I'm like, why? That's dumb. And then that all happened. Like, who is anybody in control at NXT? Or are they just throwing shit against the wall and nothing sticking?
It sure fucking feels like just throwing shit against the wall. It's like, why are we doing this? I feel like you've gotten the toxic attraction appeal out of your system. Why don't you just move all of them up?
Yeah.
Like, okay, should they have been NXT Tag Team Champions? No, that should have been fucking somebody else, I feel like. But make Roxanne Perez the women's champion, then do the program with fucking Cora Jade.
And honestly, that's where if you insist on keeping your WWE tag team, the women's tag team titles, put those on, like, have toxic attraction, all like you just said, move up, give them the tag team titles. Or something.
Yeah, but Dustin be doing Dustin things over there in NXT. And your fucking new group is called the Schism? What the fuck is that?
What is it?
Dustin's group over there, the Druids that he has.
Oh.
They're called the Schism. Fucking scissor him daddy. I don't know what you want to fucking call him. But they're going to be revealed. Diamond Mine still exploding. Roderick Strong is basically fucking done with this place. He's like, fucking release me.
Please do.
Let me go. Or he's like, let me in. He's like, let me out.
Yeah.
Because he's like, fucking kill. He's like, shoot me. Asked for his release again. What else are they fucking doing that's stupid? JD McDonough, foreign Jordan Devlin from NXT UK coming over, in a feud with Cameron Grimes. I guess trying to get over the new people. I don't know when Cameron Grimes is going to go up to the main roster. Here's the thing.
Oh, I did see a clip from NXT. I don't know what it was. My boy Apollo Crews pinning the fuck out of Grayson Waller. Let's fucking go.
That was probably like 2 weeks ago.
Hey, cool. Fuck it. I don't care.
I think.
I just seen the clip. That was a badass move that Apollo did too.
But he lost to Fabian Eicher. Oh wait, he's Giovanni Da Vinci or whatever his fucking Gucci or the Marbles. I don't fucking know what his name is now. But here's the thing about NXT. For all the fucking marks out there who complain about WWE versus AEW, should really look fucking in-house, because anybody that's from NXT that goes up to the main roster have no fucking clue who the fuck these people are, which means you're not watching your own fucking program.
And also, that one is one thing, and then also it's like, hey, this person has done really good and made a really big name for themselves here in NXT. Guess what? Now they go by a different name. Walter is my number one example. I know technically whenever he moved to NXT, that's when they changed his name. But you got people like Ciampa. I mean, you could make a list of people who, once they come to the main roster, they have a new name. And it's like, why? It's like, it makes no sense. Like with Retribution, when you had, Dominic Dijakovic, whatever, and all these people, it's like, oh, now they're Mace and T-Bar and whatever. It's like, dumb.
Yep, but I mean, just going back to when Braun Breaker showed up on Raw, like, he came out, nobody fucking knew who he was. So it's just like, what the fuck? Like, I understand that you want to keep NXT local to Orlando, because I think that's where they do all their shows. But it's like, what the fuck do you expect is going to happen?
Compare Braun Breaker's Raw debut to Kevin Owens' Raw debut.
Completely different.
When Kevin Owens came out and beat up John Cena and then stepped on the United States title. Look, I remember this. This was how long ago? And I remember him coming out, beating up John Cena, stepping on the United States title, and holding up the NXT Championship. It's like, when you said Braun Breaker came on Raw, I have no idea who he was in the match with, what he did, what happened. I don't remember at all.
Yep,
it's wild to me.
That's pretty much how WWE fans are.
And it's like, you have, and my thing is, I know I come on here, and we all kind of come on here, and we have our people that we really like. There are people that we really don't like, and the people that we shit on and all that kind of stuff. But to see the stuff that people comment on in the IWC from Facebook posts, Twitter, whatever, about certain people, and I'm like, people just hate people because they left WWE. It's not like they don't like WWE has people that I fucking love, and I would watch their stuff, and I will always watch their stuff. I will seek out their stuff, particularly because the other hour and a half of the program was fucking dog shit. I'm gonna see what Roman does, even though it's usually never defend the title. I'm gonna see what Roman does. I'm gonna see what Edge does whenever he fucking comes back. Finn and Priest, I really like them. There's a whole list of people that I really like, but it's like, people just, I don't understand it. It's like, oh, well, they fucking didn't make it here. They're fucking trash. So it's like, that's not how that works. Like, I don't understand the people that are shitting on all of the, like how Dustin, I know he was joking when he said it last night, but when Keith Lee and Swerve won the titles, it was, oh, give it to the E guys. And it's like, yeah, but also no. Because, like, what do you expect them to do whenever they want to leave WWE? Just not wrestle anymore? Claudio, for example.
Yeah, fuck you, Dustin. The fuck?
It's like, do you just expect these people to just not wrestle? It's like, there's another company out there that's putting on decent shows, pretty good matches, and it's not it doesn't feel overly produced and like, oh, let's fucking scrap this whole thing for no reason.
Yep.
And it's like, there are certain things that they do where they do that. Like, I don't care for the Inner Circles to JAS stuff, whatever. Again, there's going to be stuff that you hate from both sides, but like, kind of going off of that, what I was saying is, I seen a post, actually, before I came home from work today, that it was talking about Keith Lee. And the amount, I like Keith Lee. I've always liked Keith Lee since I seen him in NXT. That's where I first seen him at. And I thought he made a good impression at SummerSlam, Survivor Series, whenever he had that match. Everybody fucking loved him. But since he's left WWE and went to AEW, people fucking hate him. Apparently, through this post that I read, he's not a good wrestler. He's not,
Dustin.
Dude. It's like, it was a lot of fucking like I had to scroll from it to find a positive comment about Keith Lee, and I'm like, this is Keith fucking Lee. What are we talking about? Like,
yeah, they're like, Keith Lee's a fat piece of shit. He can't do anything.
Basically, and it was like, yo, this dude is like almost 400 pounds and did a fucking tope out over the top rope flip last night. What are we like? What? Like, Keith Lee is very good in the ring. He's good on the microphone. He has, charisma.
It's the WWE Mecca mentality, right? For a long time, WWE was the Mecca, right?
Yeah.
That's, you go there. That's where you're gonna make your stardom.
Yes.
That's where you're gonna make the most money.
Yes.
And then when things don't go the way you want them to go, and you go somewhere else, another place that people actually like and enjoy watching, people just find a way to just shit on it.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
That's just how the IWC is. That is just how Dustin is. He's a punk ass little bitch. Hashtag fickle.
Yeah, dude, that's what I was gonna say. It's Daniel. When he was Daniel Bryan, he had it right. Fucking fickle. That's all it was. And it's like, like I have people like to me it doesn't matter if you go from WWE to AEW, or if you the very rare have we seen anybody go from AEW? Well, Cody.
It's Cody.
AEW to WWE. It's too much fucking pyro, but other than that, hey, fucking do it, dude. If you're gonna do it and they're gonna push you to the moon, do it. I'm not gonna hate anything you've done. He's actually before he got hurt, he was one of the best things on Raw every week. They kind of like they way overdid it, but he was still one of the best things on Raw. If go where you're gonna be your best you, and if he wasn't gonna be his best you in AEW. And apparently he wasn't because he was getting fucking booed. People wanted him to turn heel. He goes back to WWE. He's the biggest babyface on the fucking planet, apparently. And I just don't understand the whole... he couldn't make... Because most of the comments that I seen were, looks like Vince was right about another cut. And it's like... I can give you two handfuls of cuts that Vince was wrong about.
All he's doing is cutting checks to hoes. Is all he's doing.
That's true. That's one cut. But I mean, if you just start with, and I don't.
That's on his dick too, I'm sure.
I don't know how many of these. I don't know how many of these were cuts and then people leaving, because I know Adam Cole wasn't a.
His contract expired.
Exactly. So there's differences, but Aleister Black, pretty sure he was cut.
Expired.
Was he a contract expired? Okay. Keith was Keith Lee cut?
Yes, he was cut.
Buddy Matthews?
Cut.
Who some other names? Claudio, I think he was contract
Cesaro
expired.
Contract expired. Samoa Joe got cut twice.
Yeah. 3 times probably.
Trying to think.
Hold on. Was Pac a cut?
They granted his release, yeah, because he held that title hostage.
When he got Kyle O'Reilly was on a hot streak until I think he got hurt. FTR.
Yeah. FTR was a cut. Kyle O'Reilly was a contract expire as well.
I'm just looking through their roster thing here.
Bobby Fish was a cut.
Yeah. What was Moxley?
He got his release. He asked for it. Or, actually, no, his contract expired because that's what brought on the Shield reunion.
Miro
was a cut.
We already talked about Joe.
The Hardys were cut.
Sean Spears. Swerve.
All those were cut.
Yeah. Athena.
Cut. Tony Storm was a cut.
Tony Storm. Well, she asked for her.
She asked for her release.
She asked for her release. Ruby.
Cut.
So that's where we're at. So it's like, I mean, I don't see where people are like, I don't see where any of those people that we listed that were cut were just have been complete bombs where we're like, oh, Vince was right about another cut. It's like, not really. Like, I mean,
Ruby's an exception, really. I mean, they needed Ruby to enhance the... Hey, shut the fuck up. Enhance the women's division.
Yeah.
Which they're still trying to piece out together and figure out where their direction they want to go in. I think they've made steps in the right direction, but I feel like she's definitely kind of like a little lost in the shuffle right now. She's in an injury angle with Kingston because of everything,
but I mean, even when you look at not just people that were specifically cut, you have the people that used to be WWE guys: Punk, Cole, Andrade. I skipped over Andrade. Like, you have these people. There was somebody else I was looking at. I don't remember who it was. Christian. Like, people like that weren't necessarily cuts, but left WWE, and people were like, oh, they're just ex-WWE guys. They don't really matter. Why are they even here? Blah, blah, blah. It's like,
Yeah.
Or maybe just look at everybody look at Cody like he's a WWE guy now. Look at all the AEW wrestlers like they're AEW guys now. It's like it doesn't matter where they're from. Look at them, fresh start. Here they are. Let them do their work.
Yep.
But people can't do that. They got to bitch and complain about stuff.
Yep.
Like, why the fuck is Liv Morgan our SmackDown fucking champion? If Bayley doesn't come back at SummerSlam to take that title from Liv, I'm gonna beat you up. Okay, you're our WWE guy. You're our WWE guy. When you get back from Nashville, I'm gonna be hiding in your bushes, and I'm gonna jump out and super kick the fuck out of you, waiting for you to pull back in your driveway. If Bayley doesn't show up and take that title, and I'm gonna super kick the fuck out of you. Yes, I will record it. Yes, I will post it.
Little AEW stuff. There's been a lot of rumor and speculation that Santana and Ortiz have some beef.
Yes, I did. I actually read about that just a little bit ago.
That seems to be the case. Conan was talking about on his podcast that they drifted apart. They no longer see eye to eye together. Santana was taking a lot of solo bookings. Whenever Santana and Ortiz are featured, they're not standing next to each other, which sucks. We don't know what the fallout was and where it came from. But Santana has took to Twitter and post like X amount of days until potentially when his contract is up. I think they're done September 1st. It's a lot of speculation that he's going to straight out and leave, which really sucks because I really thought Santana Ortiz was a really good tag team. And to be completely honest, they completely 100 just squandered them on the roster. We didn't get all the matchups that we were expecting to get. We didn't get the Lucha Brothers feud that everybody wanted. They had the really good match with the Young Bucks when they first debuted. That's the first big win that they had. But they got stuck within all the inner circle bullshit with Jericho, and they're again stuck in this bullshit with factions, and they just got really lost in the shuffle, and it really fucking sucks because they're a really good tag team. And now we're never gonna get that shit again unless they fucking magically kiss and make up and decide to be a tag team again. Don't know what's gonna happen. Santana leaves, is Ortiz gonna stay? If Ortiz stays, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna be paired up with Eddie Kingston? That's just not gonna help him either. It's just well, what's gonna happen next? I know AEW's potentially gonna trim the fat, let's say, pretty soon, I feel like. So it's going to be okay, what is the roster going to look like going forward? With Santana looking like he's going to leave, is Ortiz going to leave? What are their goals going forward? So we'll see what happens. It definitely sucks, though. But I definitely think 100% they definitely squandered and wasted Santana Ortiz's time for the 3-year contract that they had.
Yeah.
3 years they had them. And they were stuck in doing faction bullshit for a majority of those 3 years, and it fucking sucks.
Agree.
Notes from Fyter Fest. Wardlow and Orange Cassidy had probably one of the most fun storytelling matches
that match was awesome.
Ever. It was such a good match. Wardlow retained, obviously, but hell, was a fantastic match.
I sent a screenshot of it after, but you have the whole Danhausen spot where he almost curses him and then doesn't, and then he tweets out "Never curse Wardlow," and Wardlow quote tweets it and says "Smarthausen." Awesome.
Yeah, that was really good. A lot of good fun spots. Konosuke Tateshka.
I love him ripping his pockets off of his pants.
That was great.
It was so dumb, but it was so funny at the same time. It was
so great.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it.
And Orange had a lot of good facial expressions during that match too.
I've noticed he is doing more, and it's not just facial expressions. He's being more. He's still getting his stuff in. One of my favorite spots of the whole match was when he was doing the kicks, where he just barely touches your shin or whatever, and he went to do the super kick, but the referee was pushing Wardlow back, so he had to walk a few steps before he could get it, and then he did it, and then had to walk back. It's hilarious, but you can see he's doing more, trying to get the crowd involved more in his stuff as well. So, but he still gets the spots in, but you can tell he's turning more into a wrestler.
Yeah. So that was a really good match. Konosuke Takeshita versus Moxley. Takesha's a fucking star. I've said it once before. Someone from DDT, which is a program that Kenny Omega was really invested in and doing promotional stuff. Fantastic. Like I said, he's a star. His Hangman match was really good. He had a Kingston match on Rampage that people have been talking about. Moxley, again, just showcased how good he actually is.
Yeah, there are people that don't like Moxley either. I've seen some posts about how bad he is and how much he can't wrestle and things like that. Literally, it was last night or today that I watched it, and I was like, I also don't feel like that's accurate. Like, yeah, he was, if you want to put it back into WWE days, he was my least favorite member of the Shield. Doesn't mean the fact that dude couldn't go.
Yeah. They can go jerk off on the corner like they always do.
Like, I know. Well, we mentioned him about the, hey, too much blood kind of thing, but, I mean, he was a deathmatch guy before he went to WWE, so what do you expect?
Claudio Castagnoli gave Jake Hager the best fucking match he's had in AEW. That shit was fire. That was a great match from both competitors. Claudio used his old finisher too, which was a straightjacket powerbomb, basically. And it was all in one fluid motion. Like, holy shit. Like, fuck. Like, whatever. Just Claudio's go back and watch it. But it was such a really good match.
Again, that's another one where, hey, WWE fucked it up, dude. It's like,
yeah, Hager's best match. Like, we understand what Hager is there for, what he does. His moveset, more MMA style as well now since he's a fighter. But holy shit, like, that one was just really good. Just really well put together. Obviously, the main event was the trios tag titles. Bucks ended up losing, but they didn't take the pin. Expected. Swerve and Keith Lee were the new champions. I think this was always the plan. The Hardys were originally supposed to win the ladder match. They were originally supposed to be transitional champions. But
I caught most of that match. I did have it on mute though. Was there a part in the match where Swerve had a belt and was looking like he was going to hit Keith Lee with it?
He was looking at him thinking, because Swerve likes to do dirty tactics, and he's like, fine, I won't fucking do it.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't looking at Keith Lee like he's gonna hit him. Yeah. It was looking at Keith Lee like he's the moral high ground.
Right.
Do I go to his level or do I do my normal shit? Right. Okay, good. Because when you watch this shit on mute, it just looked like the way he was looking at, and like I said, I was kind of half watching and had something else going on at the same time, and I was like, is he looking at? Because then I seen that part happen, and then they won, and I was like,
yeah.
What is
that moral high ground?
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense. I'm glad they're going that way because I like Swerve and Keith Lee together.
Yeah. So we'll see what their title reign brings. Obviously, they're great. I think they complement each other so fucking well.
Bro, that fucking move where Keith Lee's standing on the... Which means I feel like I feel like their stuff is melded well together.
I won a game.
Oh, okay. I feel like their stuff melds well together anyways, even though they're, vastly different in styles and everything. But it melds well together with their moveset melds well together. Like the cool, hey, let's tag him in, and then Swerve sits on the apron and holds the person's arms back with his legs while he hits the
double chop.
Yeah. Was it Grizzly Magnet? I think it's what he calls him, like that, where he hits that and like their finisher that they do. And then that fucking move where Keith Lee's standing on the apron and Swerve jumps off of the turnbuckle off onto his chest and then backflips off. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah. There was a lot of speculation. Keith Lee had tweeted out yesterday before Dynamite that he was a little stricken on a personal level.
Yeah. Something happened with his brothers. That's what the post that
as a childhood friend of like 30 plus years had stage 4 colon cancer.
Yeah.
And they found out today. So a lot of people thought Keith was injured or sick.
Yes. See, that's what the post that I seen. That's what it was about. Was something about Keith Lee being off or something like that, and then that's when people, instead of reading the post and finding out what it was about, it was just, oh yeah, that he's fucking trash. He's whatever. Vince got another one right and all that kind of shit. And it's like there were people in there like, no, you morons, you didn't read it. He actually had some very personal shit going on top of having to go wrestle this match and everything. So
yeah, so that's what it was. After Dynamite went off air, he was talking about it to the crowd. So the win was in honor of his friend.
Nice.
So yeah, that's what that was all about.
I don't give a fuck what any of you fucking marks say. Keith Lee's fantastic.
Something to watch on Dark this week. Pac was in Rev Pro defending the All Atlantic Championship versus Shota Umino. That was also a really good match. But the first one was also when Thunder Rosa was in Joshi Pro, doing a contenders eliminator match. If the competitor wins, they get a future title shot against I forgot the girl's name.
Did you?
But that was a really good match too.
Did you see Tony's statement about? I mean, I'm sure you did. He probably texted it to you first. Did you see his statement about the All Atlantic Championship?
Yeah.
Where
it's going to be defended everywhere, basically, any promotion, which I think is great.
And apparently Pac's already has dates scheduled, and Tony's like that he's already signed off on them and everything. Yep. So,
yeah, I think that's great. I think that's a brilliant way to use that title, not be on U.S. soil, but be an actual international championship.
And actually probably pull some extra eyes at the same time.
Yep.
Because, hey, this fucking madman named Pac fucking flipping off of shit, but also being insanely strong, and that's what we get when we watch AEW. Sure, I'll watch AEW. I'll check it out.
So, yeah. I do recommend those matches. Go watch those and check them out because they actually were really, really good. And it gives you a new insight on like a lot of those smaller promotions or other promotions, international promotions, and how engaging the crowd and audience are for these locations. Because Rev Pro is very close and tight. It's a smaller crowd, and then everything in Japan it's Japan.
Yeah.
They got massive crowds as it is. So
yeah.
But that's it. That's all.
That's all we got. Well, we said it was going to be a short episode. We still went an hour. We just get to talking, you know. But that will be it for us this week. Like I said, we were supposed to do a short episode. We did not. I was literally sitting there. I was like, are we gonna have anything to fucking talk about? Hey, here we are. Maybe I think we'll be back next week. Is anything gonna happen anytime soon? We got SummerSlam in a couple weeks.
I think SummerSlam, really. That's it.
So
nothing.
We
got Ring of Honor.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we'll do picks for Ring of Honor until they start getting TV. Probably.
Yeah.
We'll probably be talking about Ric Flair's last match stuff too.
We've already had 2 back-to-back AEW pay-per-views that Adam hasn't even sent a pick in for. So if we do a Ring of Honor, he's really not going to know what the fuck to do. So, but it's probably a good thing though. We need to get that fucking title off.
Yeah.
That's a fucking title.
Make up a random show for this weekend, Dustin.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Let's do that. That's it for us this week. Fuck Joey. Hope his meatloaf burnt. I don't know if he cooked meatloaf, but hope it burnt. Excited for All Out. You guys got anything else before we close?
Nope.
All right. Well, we will see you guys next week.
See you.
News.